Welcome to English class. Today we have to start our section 1 of English. That is a long time on the little road of a standard 6 English. Okay? A long time on the little road. It was adapted from this our films, their films, that by Satyajit Ray. All of you heard that about Satyajit Ray. You also take a test about Satyajit Ray and his first film. Satyajit Ray was a great Indian filmmaker, and he was get our Oscar award in 1992, and he is the India's most famous filmmaker. And in this lesson, he was talking about the shooting of a memorable scene in his first film, Padhar Panchali. Okay, let's start our lesson. Padhar Panchali. That's about it. I remember the first day of the shooting of Padhar Panchali is very well. It was in the festive season in October, and the last of the big pujas was taking place that day. There's a day about the first day of Padhar Panchali's shooting, and it is held in a festive season, that is in October, and a great puja was held took place that place. Our location was 75 miles away from Calcutta. The location of that film was in Calcutta. It is away from 75 miles from Calcutta. As our taxi sped along the Grand Trunk Road, we passed through the several suburban towns and villages, the herd of drums, and he even had a fleeting glimpses of some images. And we are passing through the beauty of that city. Someone, it would bring us luck, said. Then someone said that it was a great luck to its shooting was in that place. I had my doubts, but I wished to believe it. And all who set about making films need luck as much as they need the other things. All of you said that it was a great luck. But we say that. But other things also need for the success of a film. That is talent, money, perseverance, and so on. What are the other things we need? That is talent. Kazhivu venam, paisa venam, perseverance, and so on. What is a perseverance? That is steady effort made to fulfill an aim. അതായത് എഫോർട്ട് ഓൾസോ നീഡ് ടു ഫുൾഫിൽ അവർ എയിം അല്ലേ, നമ്മുടെ ലക്ഷ്യപ്രാപ്തിയിൽ എത്താൻ വേണ്ടിയ പരിശ്രമവും കൂടി ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലേ ഒരു ഫിലിം വിജയിക്കത്തുള്ളൂ. അപ്പം മണി മാത്രം പോരാ, ഭാഗ്യം വേണം, കഴിവ് വേണം, പിന്നെ അതിനുള്ള പരിശ്രമം കൂടി ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലേ ഒരു ഫിലിം ലക്ഷ്യപ്രാപ്തിയിൽ എത്താൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. വി നീഡഡ് എ ലിറ്റിൽ മോർ ഓഫ് ഇറ്റ് ദാൻ മോസ്റ്റ്, ആൻഡ് വി നീഡഡ് ഓൾ ദിസ്. I knew this first day was really a sort of a rehearsal for us to break us in. As it were, the foremost of us, it was a start from scratch. എന്താണ്, ഒന്നും ഇല്ലായ്മയിൽ നിന്നാണ് നമ്മൾ തുടങ്ങുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് നീഡ് എ സോർട്ട് ഓഫ് റിഹേഴ്സൽ ഓൾസോ. ടു ബ്രേക്ക് us in means to train us. And there were 8 on our unit, of whom only one, Bansi, art director, had a previous professional experience. Only one had a previous professional experience, that is Bansi. And we need a new cameraman, that is Sabroto, an old much used old camera which happened to be the only one available for hire that particular day, and it is the one discernible advantage seemed to be a device to ensure smoothness of panning. And indiscernible here means noticeable. That is a new cameraman also we have, but here also some experience. And panning here means panning a swinging film camera to right. We have only a swinging camera, and we had no sound equipment, and the scene was to be a silent one. That's why, and we had no sound equipment, that is why the scene was to be a quiet one. It was an episode in the screenplay where two children of the story, brother and sister, stray from their village and chance upon a field of cash flowers. എന്താണ് ഈ സീൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ടു ചിൽഡ്രൻ, ദറ്റ് ഈസ് എ ബ്രദർ ആൻഡ് സിസ്റ്റർ, they came from this village along the field of cash flowers. Here is a picture of a cash flowers. Can you see this one? Cash flowers, that is here is a picture. Okay, and they too have had a quarrel, and there in this enchanted settings they are reconciled. Reconciled here means who are quarreled become and friends again. The two brothers, brother and sister, were coming through this village. They were quarreled. That was the first scene, and they again became a friends. And the long journey reward their first sight of the railway train. I chose to begin with this scene because on paper it seemed both effective and simple. അപ്പോൾ എന്താണ് ഇത് പറയുമ്പോൾ നിസ്സാരം, പക്ഷേ എന്താണ് പേപ്പറിലാകുമ്പോൾ ഇത് വളരെ സീരിയസ്. So I considered this important because the whole idea behind launching the production with only 8,000 that is in the bank, that is only we have money, that is 8,000 rupees on the bank, and we hoped would establish our bona fides and luck, which had so far stood in the way of getting financer. Financer here means that is someone who lends us a large sum on money. Bona fides here means that is somebody's honest, അതായത് സത്യസന്ധമായിട്ട് നിന്ന് ഉള്ള പണം കൊണ്ട് മറ്റുള്ളവരാരെങ്കിലും സഹായിക്കുക എന്ന പ്രതീക്ഷയോടുകൂടി ഞങ്ങളുടെ ആദ്യത്തെ ഫിലിം സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാം. At the end of the first day shooting, we had 8 shots, and the children behaved naturally, with a bit of luck. I had not tested them. And first day was a luck because there was no rehearsal given to the children. But the first day, their performance is very good. As for myself, I remember the feeling of a bit strung up the beginning, but as work progressed, my nerves relaxed, and in the end, I even felt a kind of elation here means that is a great happiness. At the end of that week, we have very great happiness. Here, the scene was only half finished, and the following Sunday we were back on the same locations. And scene only half finished. The coming Sunday, they also came that location again. Then at a local peasant provided the explanation that the flowers he said were to be food to the cattle. Here describe the cash flowers, that is a food for the cattle. The cows and buffaloes had come to graze the day before it had literally chewed up the scenery. അപ്പോൾ എന്താണ് സംഭവം? അതായത് ക്യാഷ് ഫ്ലവേഴ്സിലാണ് ലൊക്കേഷൻ നടന്നത്. ഇനി അത് ആവശ്യമാണ്, പക്ഷേ തിരിച്ചു വരുമ്പോഴത്തേന് ഈ കാറ്റിലിൻ്റെ ഫുഡ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് അതെല്ലാം ഇല്ലാതെയാകുമെന്ന് അതായിരുന്നു ഞങ്ങളുടെ പേടി. But this was a big setback. We knew no other cash field that would provide a long shoots that I needed. This meant staging the action in a different setting, and thought it was a heartbreaking. അതായത് ഈ ലൊക്കേഷൻ മാറി വേറൊരു ലൊക്കേഷൻ എടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത് എളുപ്പമായിരുന്നില്ല. So we would have known then that we would back on the identical location exactly 2 years later and indulge in the luxury of reshooting the entire scene with the same cast and the same unit. After 2 years, they allow to come this place again with the same unit, but with the money provided by the government of West Bengal. That's another problem. That money was given to that government. Indulgent here means to allow oneself the pleasure of doing or having something one wants. That is this lesson is from our films and their films by Satyajit Ray. Okay, you read it well and studied it well. Okay, thank you.